Hello and welcome to Stories Around the Fire. Tonight's guest is Darrin Kobetich. He is a guitarist and graphic artist based in the DFW Metroplex. He has an affinity for instrumental, acoustic music, has his hands in so many projects, and enjoys traveling and playing for others around the states, sharing his tunes with people near and far. I have seen him do a solo show once and maybe twice actually. And I've seen him with one of his bands when he opened for Hackensaw Boys, and both times just a really great experience, a really great show, a really great guitarist. Um, he's very versatile, can play many different types of music, and I think a few different types of instruments. We'll ask him about that when we add him. Let's see if we can get him on here. One moment.
There we are.
Hi.
Hi there. Okay.
How are you?
All right. Just a little slow, obviously, but
No, you're good. You're good. How have you been? I haven't seen you in forever.
yeah, been a couple of years at least, huh? Well, all kinds of stuff. Been pretty busy, working on a bus, you
I've
know.
seen that. Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, I got it a couple months ago. My dad's the carpenter in the family, so I can do a few things, but I'm learning a lot. So it's giving him something to do, and it'll give me a place to live. I can call my own. So it's
Are
interesting.
you?
Yeah, it's an interesting thing.
Yeah, very cool. That'll be great for your traveling.
Well, I think I may get to that point someday, but I'm fine in my little Tacoma. It's easier. That's the bus is just meant to be mainly stationary, and the lease runs out where I'm parked, and I can go park somewhere else. That kind of
That's
thing.
really cool.
That's kind of my thinking on that anyway. So
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
so
And it's good to have your hands in a project like that. That's a big project.
it's huge. Like, it's kind of overwhelming at first, and still overwhelming at times once you get past a certain stage. Like we got the ceiling in and the skylights and all that. Now we're up to the plumbing, so that'll be
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, all that
Probably a
stuff,
big.
and then figure out solar and power and all that kind of stuff that I don't know anything about.
Well,
YouTube,
you
YouTube, yeah, YouTube. That's the answer for everything.
exactly.
Yeah,
YouTube is
so
thing.
yeah.
So I'll get started
Okay.
asking you random questions.
Alrighty.
How did you get into music?
I would say I've been around it pretty much all my life. My dad always had records, like the earliest memories were listening to Chuck Berry, Johnny B. Good, some Elvis stuff, the early stuff, before he became silly. The Ventures, surf guitar type stuff, all that. And then when I got a little older, I got into the Beatles in elementary school. And then by seventh grade, 12 years old, my dad showed me my first four chords because I was talking about other kids playing instruments and stuff. I actually wanted to play drums first, which I now
Um,
have some drums. But so yeah, that's good. It all started with four chords that my dad taught me, and then it just went from there.
what all instruments do you play?
Oh, you cut out. What instruments?
Yeah, what all instruments? Like what you play more
Uh,
than just
yeah, just various types of hand percussion, drums. You play some bass. Oud. Are you familiar with an oud?
only from you.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So Middle Eastern sounding stuff. A little bit of banjo, some mandolin, dobro. I can mess around on violin a little bit. I'm still real shaky on that. So I don't know. Most things with strings, I've got like a hammer dulcimer, a mountain dulcimer, uh, auto harp, just whatever, just I also have a couple of Native American flutes that somebody just gave me a quick lesson on once, and I was able to, just make some noise on some recordings with, stuff. A little bit of harmonica. Um, I haven't been able to tackle brass instruments. I've just never really had the opportunity to figure that out. That seems really intimidating. So
I played
that's
the
about it.
trombone in high school.
That sounds fun, actually. I'd like to try that. It seems like it'd be easier than having to, you could just slide the note, right? Instead of having to, you know.
Yes. I seen the trumpet players in front of me. They sat on the row in front of me, and I was like, no way. It was so much easier just.
Yeah, it looks fun. Someday, when I get around one, I'll try one. The didgeridoo,
Yeah.
I have a didgeridoo also. I could do a little bit of that.
Wow. That is odd and awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely odd.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. So I know that you've been in quite a few bands because you like to do
Mm.
different things. How
Yeah.
many bands have you been in?
Have I been in? Oh
Mhm.
man. Uh well, I guess, man, that's hard to say. Not, I mean, in high school, I was in a band that we were just, I don't know if we want to go that far. Like, there was a band in high school, some dudes I jammed with, and in the 80s after that, I just kind of bounced around the metal scene until about 1989. I joined a band called Hammer, which was a thrash metal band, and we stayed going on until about 1994. Then we disbanded, and then the drummer from that band and I started another band with my brother and a bass player, and we called that A Million Pounds. And we were in that band for 10 years. And in those days, it was all like, oh, that the band is it, that's it, right? But I just didn't understand how could people play in all these bands? How do you have time? I just never understood that. And then I got into, I guess it was about 20 years ago, I got into playing the solo acoustic stuff, and then I was just content doing that because it's kind of hard to keep bands together. Then I just started kind of saying yes to bands that came my way, I guess maybe in like the last 10 years. So I've been in two bluegrass bands. I'm still in one, hopefully, Boxcar Bandits, because of the COVID thing. But I really miss playing with those folks. They're fun and crazy and just great musicians, a lot of fun. And then I was in another bluegrass band. I think you saw us, the Blackland River Devils, at the, where was that? That
Gas Monkey?
that place too, and then there was that other place. We used to do the regular spot, the Cajun place,
Oh,
Freeman.
the Bring. Oh, I have
Yeah,
seen you more than them. Yeah.
yeah. And now we disbanded about a year ago, and and then man, I don't know how many bands. Jeez, I'm in a band that gets together once in a while called Rage Out Orchestra.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
jazz improv outfit, about 8 or 9 of us, and we play every like 5 months or something. Um, I'm trying to. So I just started up a new band in the last 3 weeks. It's a prog rock band with my roommate and a couple other guys that are just fantastic. And then I'm in a band called the Bong Hits, which is kind of a sort of a 70s sort of styled pop rock kind of thing that's based on my friend Jeff's songs. And then without Jeff, we're a band called Ajita, which is kind of surf rock, kind of experimental. So I don't know. I guess that's the long answer to your question. I don't know, about 5 or 6 bands for right now or something like
Definitely,
that.
yeah.
And then I've been known to like just throw outfits together, like just if I have a gig and I don't have can't get a hold of certain people, I'll call up, hey, let's make a band for this gig kind of thing. So
That's
yeah,
so cool.
it's all
So
right.
what like jump around with all the genres that you have?
Okay. What? Oh, what is it? I'm sorry. You cut out again. Something about jump around the genres.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What made you like decide to try all the different genres that you have?
Oh, curiosity, I guess. I guess because I was exposed to a lot of different styles of music, like I was saying, growing up. But it wasn't just the Chuck Berry stuff. There was like Zorba the Greek and some Italian jazz stuff and Tony Mottola and stuff like that. Just all records that my dad had. But then it was just for after that, it was just metal, metal, nothing but metal. Metal blinders on, death thrash. Until about like the mid '90s, and then I don't know. We just my brother and I my brother started picking up the banjo at about '95, which we eventually started a bluegrass band, but just kind of started getting into. I guess I started meeting other people kind of through the metal scene that were getting into other stuff like Middle Eastern music, and I had friends of mine. When computers were getting pretty. Hard drives, like, oh, bring your external drive. I'll just dump all this stuff. So I just got turned on to all this Indian music, Eastern European. That's some of my favorite stuff is Middle Eastern stuff, and then Appalachian stuff. I don't know, just curiosity, just wanting to check it out. Just to see if I can do it or just learn about it, just kind of dabble in it and mix it in with what I'm doing. Just curiosity, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome. What's your favorite thing about performing?
uh, just being able to do it. Just playing in general, just to play. Like even if I'm not performing, I kind of feel like it's kind of a necessary outlet, really. You know, uh,
Yeah,
much like traveling, road tripping too. So I get to combine the both, and kind of sort of get by at it. So
right.
it's just yeah, it's a necessity. It can it's like an escape at times. It's just yeah, if that answers the question.
Yeah, it does. So you were saying like you travel a whole lot. I know you go everywhere, and you play in a lot of the places that you travel.
Yes.
Um, what has been your favorite place or your favorite venue to play?
Or places. I guess it's hard to picture. I mean, pick
Yeah.
one. I like the weird little quirky towns out west, like Terlingua, Texas, Taos, New Mexico. Um, uh, Moab, Utah. Um, I've been to Joshua Tree once. I need to get back out there again, California. That's pretty neat place. And so those are some of my favorite spots. And then of course on up in the Northwest, like going up around Southern Oregon and stuff where I have friends up there, and uh, so I get to see the redwoods. So yeah, just anywhere out west and Pacific Northwest, that would be my favorite places to play. And as far as venues, I would have to say definitely a place that will feed me as well as pay me. That's that's always nice.
Yes.
So,
So if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
oh man, well, if I wasn't doing this, I probably would be. If I didn't get laid off from the newspapers, I'd probably be still there, being afraid to leave the security of that steady paycheck. Um, Probably, I'm guessing, hope I'm glad I got laid off. I could say that, because it totally just opened my eyes up to, because I've known people all along that I've been since I had been working at the newspaper, but I would book my gigs sitting at the desk, with the computer and all that kind of stuff. So I was always playing music, but I was just meeting more and more people like that are doing it for a living, and of course we were broke as fuck, but that's all right, broke but happy, as they say, right? So, um, yeah, so I'd probably be doing some kind of graphic design or illustrating thing if it wasn't at the newspaper, if I wasn't doing this, and maybe in an agency somewhere, or maybe landscaping like I'm doing now anyway. I do landscaping to kind of supplement what I'm doing now. So it's a friend of mine, so it's a very flexible schedule. I don't think I could work any other job anywhere. I'm spoiled now, and broke, spoiled and broke.
Yeah, I feel
So
that.
yeah,
Nice. You are doing like freelance graphic design stuff though, right?
when I can, yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, so if
yeah. It's all
anybody
been kind of slow. Oh, what's that? Oh, hit me up. Is that what you're saying? Okay, yeah. Let's talk. We'll
Right.
talk. We'll talk over some coffee.
So how has your livelihood playing shows and stuff been affected by the pandemic?
Yeah, it's been affected for sure. I've done a few gigs here and there that are kind of open up outdoor stuff, but it's definitely slowed down for sure. But I'm trying to keep my eyes open for other places that are open up. Like when I see so and so's playing there, I'm like, oh, okay, well I'll check that place out too. But it has slowed down considerably, yeah. So um, I'm ready for this bullshit to be done.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
better.
whenever that is,
Right. Who knows with the way
yeah,
things.
man, I don't know. We
Um,
could ask the reptilian race that they're in charge.
they probably have a
Yeah,
specific date and time when it's all over.
right? Yeah.
So, what do you do for fun?
Play music. No. Uh, I like getting out on my bike, riding, mountain biking, or just riding the bike in general. Playing music. Woodworking's fun. I've noticed. I mean, I've always kind of liked to dabble in it, but since I've been working with my dad on the bus, it's kind of making me want to do more little projects eventually. So
Okay.
doing like landscaping, yard work type stuff. That's fun too. Um, so. Yeah, and watch Trailer Park Boys. That's what I do for fun too. Although I haven't seen it in quite some time. They're not on Netflix anymore, are they, or what? I don't even know.
No, they are. They are. They
They
were a
are?
few days.
Okay, because I haven't seen a lot of that in a while. I mean, I was watching a whole bunch of them, about 10 years ago, and I got turned on to them in Ashland, I guess, from that Alex Lifeson episode. I was just, holy shit, why haven't I known about this? So yeah, it's funny as fuck, but yeah, fun stuff like that.
They're hilarious. Yeah,
They are.
that's cool. What would you say is your most useless talent?
Oh, yeah, I noticed that question the other night.
I
Man,
love this.
that is
It's
kind of
so.
a what's that?
I said I love this question. It's such a good question to ask because you just find out the, you know, the secret.
Hmm, yeah, well, useless talent. Uh, Playing sports, I guess. Does that count?
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suck at sports. I hate sports, except for skateboarding and mountain biking. I don't like team sports. I'm not a team player. I fucking hate football. Fuck football. There, I said it.
Oh my God.
So anyway, that's my worst talent is sports. I am no good at sports. Of any, you know,
That's okay.
and being a team
That's
player. I'm not a good team player.
okay. What is the strangest thing or oddest thing that you've ever done for money?
uh, Work at a newspaper. No. Well, no. Oddest thing. I was trying to think about that the other night when you were asking that guy too, and I was wondering if you could ask that. Uh, I can't really think of. Uh, well, you know what? It does have to involve music. There was a Craigslist ad. I don't know. It was about like 10 years ago, and some guy posted something about. I mean, he basically was just throwing a band together, and I'm all about improvising and all that, but he was going to pay people and all this stuff. It was a total clusterfuck. I mean, we show up. It was supposed to be for a Murphy's grand opening, those gas stations in the Walmart parking lot, and
Yeah.
it was down near, is it Red Oak, like south on 35, right? Is that right? Somewhere
Mhm.
around there. And so I showed up there with my guitar and amp, and um, we didn't none of us knew what to do, or which is fine because I can just play in an improvised situation. But there's some guy who was kind of heading the whole thing seemed kind of shifty and all that, and we eventually ended up jamming somewhat, but it wasn't real good, and it was kind of strange. And then when it was done with, I had gotten a message from one of the other players. We were going to keep in touch, and he was like, "Hey man, did you get paid?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I had to chase the guy around, and he was, "Well, I never got paid." It was like a week later, and he was like pissed off, or so I don't know exactly what happened because the whole thing was just very strange and shady and weird. And I remember having to like chase the guy around to make sure I got my money, and this guy didn't get his money. And I don't know. That's probably the oddest thing I've done for trying to make money, I guess, playing anything. That's what came to my mind.
Yeah, that's not
I've worked
definitely.
on ranches before, but I guess that would be odd that would work on a ranch, I suppose. But that was 18, so
I mean, it's a little odd. I'll take it.
yeah. I freaked out when I was going to feed the cows once because I didn't know how they were going to react. They were all like running towards me, and I thought I was going to get trampled. But they all just stopped. I hid behind a tree, and they were all just waiting for me to feed them. But that was like, holy shit, it's a stampede. Anyway.
That's awesome. So back to traveling. What is the most dangerous place do you think that you've ever been?
Uh, well, I don't know. I guess that depends. Like, it would be pretty dangerous if I broke down in the middle of a desert somewhere where I'd like to go. I would guess that would probably be the most dangerous place, but I've been lucky that I haven't broken down. Um, I haven't had any really life-threatening things go on. Uh, I mean, so I guess as far as dangerous goes, I guess it would probably be Death Valley of all places, even though I've been through a couple times. But I'm fascinated by the landscape and the heat and all that. But luckily my truck was much younger back then, and so I didn't break down. So, but I don't know. Does that answer the question? I guess a desert being dangerous, I suppose.
Yeah, it's super dangerous. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. But
What,
equally beautiful at the same time. So
that's how it works.
yeah, right.
So that was my next question. What's the most beautiful place you think you've ever been?
The deserts and mountains, mountains and deserts. Yeah, and
Yeah.
the Pacific Northwest coast also. Uh, so we'll just say like the entire west of the United States, I guess.
Yeah. Anywhere but here. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, pretty much. There's some beautiful spots around here. You just have to kind of look a little,
Yeah.
a lot. You
Yeah.
have to look a lot.
There's a lot of concrete. What is something strange that pisses you off?
Oh man, that's a long list. Uh,
New
something
question.
something strange that pisses me off. Man, I don't know. I don't know if anything strange really pisses me off. There's a lot of things that piss me off. The political climate pisses me off, even though I'm not really, I'm not a news junkie. Um,
Right.
but uh, ignorant people, I guess. Uh, I guess blind followers of cults, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
What's something strange that makes you happy?
Um, hmm, man,
That's a good question, right?
yeah. Um, man, something. I'm trying to think of something strange. Like,
Or something unexpected.
yeah. Well, you know what? The unexpected makes me happy, I guess, in a way. It can, right? I mean, I've learned to like embrace the unknown and embrace the unexpected, because if it turns out to be pleasant, then it's great that it was unexpected. Of course, it's not always the case. Does that answer
Right.
the question or no? I don't
Yes, yes, it does.
know. Okay.
What's something you wish you had known when you were younger?
Oh man, pretty much everything I know now, which is I didn't know any of it when I was younger. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, yeah, I wish I knew what I know now when I did when I was younger. I would hate to hear a tape of myself speaking from back then because there would be a lot of stupid shit coming out of my mouth. I would imagine.
I
So
think that's anybody though.
yeah, right. So
Yeah. So, what advice would you give to someone starting out as a musician who really wanted to do their own thing and kind of explore in the same way that you do? You just jump into all these different things. What advice would you give to someone wanting to do that?
Well, I hate to sound cliche, but when I've heard people that I admire answer these questions, you got to love it, right? You got to really enjoy doing it. Don't expect a whole lot at all, and be happy with that, though. You know what I mean? Because if you expect too much, you're going to be constantly disappointed. And learn how to accept rejection. Um, yeah, you know, that's pretty much what I would say. Just do what makes you happy first as the artist. Don't don't do what other people think you should do. Just follow what interests you most. Which there again, look at me now. I mean, if I was more open-minded, I'd probably be I could have auditioned for Bon Jovi or something, but I wouldn't ever even think of that because it's not my thing ever at all. you know so I don't know, it just depends on your taste, though. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be nice about that. I hate that kind of music, but anyway. Yeah, that's what I would say is like, be true to yourself. You got to love what you're doing first of all. Learn to accept rejection. Don't expect a whole lot. And just be resourceful. Um, Learn how to improvise, in all kinds of ways. Does that help make sense?
Yeah, totally, totally.
Okay.
Good
I tend to
advice.
ramble, so okay, cool.
Oh, good. Rambling is good.
Yeah.
Okay, so after I ask you a whole bunch of weird questions, I ask you for a story. Do you have a story for us? It can be your story, it can be someone else's, it could be your favorite story, it could be any kind of story.
Well, I do. I mean, does it have to be? I mean, I can tame it down. It is a very it's a weird story. It's a very
Uh,
strange story about a reaction from a woman at a gig that I did. So can I tell it, or?
yeah.
Okay. So there was there's a venue called Fred's out here in Fort Worth that I used to play at a lot, and this was about maybe 11 or 13 years ago or something. I had just done a set, and this drunk chick came up to me, and I had had a girlfriend at the time, and she was with me and stuff, and she was like, "Oh, I loved your set. It was so great. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. La, 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 la. It made me wet." I'm like, and she goes, "Well, not what you think." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean?" And so basically, she pissed herself because she was so drunk. I swear, I could. I mean, I suppose I could make that up, but I mean, it really did happen.
Oh, well, why would you?
Right? Why would I? But yeah, that's got to be the strangest. That's definitely the strangest story
Yeah,
ever. That I
yeah,
can think of. Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Because I was like, thanks. Oh, you pissed yourself. Thanks, more. I
Right. For the first
mean, she
time.
was totally wasted too. Just blah, shit face drunk or piss drunk, I guess, right? Drummer.
I mean, those shows, I don't know. I get it, but like they also have bathrooms.
Right? Right? That was just strange. That was, yeah.
And they could tell you, like,
Right? And in front of the girlfriend that I was with at the time too. But she laughed at the whole thing, because we were just starting out, so
right, the jealousy thing, had to play it
yeah.
cool. That's that's funny. I mean, it's a bummer. That's a
Well,
weird
yeah,
story.
it's a funny story to tell, so I tell it.
Yeah, yes.
I did
Well,
think of
thank
that the other night when you asked the guy that one. I was like, oh, I got that story. Maybe I'll tell her that one.
you knew automatically what you were gonna say.
Totally. Like, yeah, that's the one I got. Yeah.
Right. All right, do you want to play a game?
Sure.
Yay. Okay. So this one is called Wrong Answers Only.
Oh,
Um,
interesting. I'm gonna have to think
Yeah.
a little bit on this, huh?
Yes.
I feel like I'm an NPR. Wait, wait, don't tell me. No.
So there's song titles, and I'm gonna give you the wrong song title,
Okay.
and you have to guess what it is. If I see that you can't guess it, I'll give you the name of the band that does it, and that should help a lot.
Okay.
But I think once we get going, I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
Um, okay. Um, the first one is with a small amount of assistance from my acquaintances.
That's a song title?
Well,
Uh,
you have to. Okay,
oh,
so like,
wrong. A little help from my friends, the Beatles.
yes, yes,
Right. Okay. Okay.
you got it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Took me a minute.
Um, some beside the elevated point.
Some beside the elevated point. Somewhere over the rainbow? No. So wait, some beside the elevated point?
Yes, it's a terrible one. It's not a terrible song. It's just a terrible wrong answer.
Man, you got me on that one.
Yeah, it's not intuitive. It's by Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, third stone from the sun? No. Wait. Wait. Some what is it again? Some beside the elevated point?
Yes.
It's not the third stone from the sun? No. Uh Sandcastles? No. If six was not, no. Axis Bolt is love. No, is that an okay? Well, a song, right? I don't know.
All along the Watchtower.
Oh man. Okay.
It was bad. It was bad. I'm not gonna count that against you because that was a bad one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Great moments, terrible moments.
That's a great moment. Oh wait, good times, bad times. Zeppelin.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Battle swine.
Battles. Oh, War Pigs. Sabbath.
Yeah.
All right.
Fumes on the fluid.
Fumes on the fluid. I'm thinking of that. Well, that makes me think of the band High on Fire, but that's the band name. It's a song, right? Fumes on the fluid.
This is another not so great one.
Fumes on the fluid. Um,
You want the
Burn
band?
by Deep Purple. Oh, sorry.
Wait,
What?
you had the band.
Oh, I said Burn from Deep Purple. Or
It is
oh,
deep purple.
what was it?
It is deep purple.
Oh, it is Deep Purple. Oh, Smoke on the
Mhm.
Water.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Locomotive continued chugging.
Uh, Train Kept a Rolling
Yeah.
by the Aerosmith version by the Yardbirds. Or
Mhm.
yeah. Anyway. Okay.
Whichever one.
Yeah.
Whichever
All
one.
right. Okay.
Nearer to the cardiac muscle.
Oh, Closer to the Heart. Rush.
Yep.
Okay. This is pretty good.
Disobeying the rules.
Disobeying the rule. Breaking the law. Breaking the law. That one.
Yes.
Okay.
Um, jog to the mound.
Run to the Hills. Iron Maiden.
Yes. Last one. Spork fellow.
Fork Fellow.
Spork. Like
Fork.
spoon fork.
Okay. Fork. Fellow. Oh, Spoon Man. Soundgarden.
Yeah.
All right. That
You
was
did
pretty
awesome
cool. All
on
right.
that.
I feel like I got a little bit of mental exercise going there.
I know, it's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. It did remind me of one of those NPR shows on the weekend. I think it's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, right?
I don't know.
On Sundays or Saturday afternoons or something. I usually hear those when I'm driving from somewhere
Do they
to
play a
somewhere.
game?
Yeah, they have like they what they do is they read off like three different stories, and you're supposed to guess which one is an actual story. And some of them are so outlandish, and they actually turn out to be true anyway.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I think the show is Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me on NPR. Yeah, I think so. Or there's a
Yeah.
couple of them, and either on Saturdays and Sundays. But anyway. So yeah, you're on to something.
Yeah. What do you have coming up that like what are your projects coming up other than the bus?
Oh well, like I just mentioned, I just as of 3 weeks ago started a prog rock band with my roommate and two other guys. So kind of excited about that. Um, we're coming up with a lot of really cool ideas. Kind of in the Yes Rush vein, which I've never been in a band like that, but I've always loved those bands. And then in the more modern sense, I don't know if you're familiar with bands like Secret Chiefs 3 or Stratosphere, just, or the whole Mr. Bungle thing, um, all the genre mixing stuff where you hear thrash metal mixed with gypsy music. I would like to do some stuff like that, but for right now, we're kind of Rush, Yes, weird, original sounding stuff. But so I'm excited about how that's coming out stuff. Um, I'm working on. I decided I should probably try to put together stuff for a solo album because I haven't put one out in 4 years, and I haven't written a lot in that span of time up until maybe in the last few months. It kind of so I have some songs that I'm gathering that I'm going to hopefully have a solo album out at least by the end of the year.
Oh,
As
that's
far as
awesome.
hopefully, and then yeah, as far as that, those are as far as musical. That's the project that yeah, that's what's on my mind. That's coming up. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you doing any virtual shows? I know you were doing like virtual stuff and people could, like throw you some change and,
Yeah. I still am. There was like there were like 2 weeks in a row where I just kind of just didn't do any, but I kind of got back into doing it. So I try to do it every Saturday wherever I'm at, and I try to be good about, posting it and stuff. So
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's on your Facebook, right?
Yes. On the Facebook Live. Yes. I actually did one on here. Um, and when I first started doing it, I did it with my laptop on Facebook and then on the phone with Instagram. And the phone looks and sounds much better. My laptop is old and shitty, so I just started doing it from the phone with Facebook Live until I get a good laptop, and then I'll experiment more. So
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah, but mainly
Okay.
Facebook Live. Yes,
And on there, it's under your name, right?
right. Yes.
Okay. And then Instagram, this is it'll be on the screen.
Oh,
This is what
when
you
I play live, you mean? It on the Facebook Live. It is, yes. But I haven't done it on Instagram in other than just one time. So
right, right. Do you have like a website where people can like find your stuff? I know you have albums, right? Like you have at least a couple albums solo, right?
yeah, I've got a total of 7 albums out over the years, and
Wow.
and you, the one site that I direct people to mostly it's turned out to be Bandcamp. I mean, I do have my website darrinkobetich.com, and from there you can go find everything. But it seems like more and more people just they just don't want to do the research, or you just instant gratification. So here, just go here. So yeah, just Bandcamp. It seems I really like Bandcamp. It's just you can catalog all your music on there, and it seems to be the one format where I sell the most music from. And
Really?
yeah, so it's all there. It's on other places too, like everywhere, because CD Baby, once you load through them, then they put you everywhere on iTunes and all that stuff, Spotify and even on Pandora. You have to put yourself on Pandora. I have 2 albums on there. So
So you're on pretty much everything that
yeah,
you can. listening services.
Yeah, and living in this attic here. Yeah, it's paying
That's
off.
awesome. And you have a YouTube page, don't you? Or do you?
What's that? YouTube? Yeah, I do have YouTube. Yes, and I
Yeah.
haven't done live from that yet. I understand you can do a live stream from there yet, but I haven't tried that yet. So, but
Yeah.
I do have.
But if we want to see live stuff, we need to go to your Facebook. And
Yes.
when we go there, we have the opportunity to tip you.
Yeah.
And if anybody needs freelance graphic artist work done, is the best place to reach you at Facebook?
Yeah, they could do that too. Yeah, or if they want to go to my website and be old school and go to the website, that's you could do that too. So, but yes, Facebook, pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
Or
Okay,
here.
awesome.
So,
Yeah, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't think I had anything else. Let me glance over my notes. Mm-hmm. Same old questions. I'm sorry. I like getting the different answers though,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know.
You may ask the same questions, but yeah, different answers every time, right? So,
And I know what to expect from some people, and then some people just totally tell me something crazier than I expected, like you did tonight with your story.
right? Yeah, you weren't expecting that one. Nope, most people don't. I wasn't expecting it when it happened.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Do you have a lot of crazy women come out of this business?
Uh, Not a lot, but no, but there have been, not a lot though, but
Not a lot.
not a lot. But there's been, two or three, maybe. I
Five.
don't
No.
know. Shh, no.
11.
Do you know them? Wait, no.
Probably. Oh God.
It's not
Yeah.
necessarily a bad thing. Well,
No. I mean,
just makes life interesting, stories to tell for interviews.
yeah. I guess.
Yeah, well.
That poor girl. She's probably gonna watch this and be like, "Oh my gosh, he
She probably
totally."
won't even remember that even happening, right? I mean, she was out of it.
I would be so ashamed.
It
That's
was
so
crazy.
funny. Okay, so we can reach you on pretty much any listening service. If we need to get in touch with you, we can get in touch with you through Instagram or Facebook, both under your name. You
Right.
have YouTube, you have your own website.
Yep.
Uh, we can watch you live on Saturdays on Facebook.
Yep. 7:30 Central, roughly. Maybe 8, maybe somewhere around there. 7:30-ish Central.
Whenever
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
I feel
From
that.
where, from wherever,
Yeah.
it's I try to make it a different place each time, but.
Oh, that's cool. I bet that's hard to do right now.
Well, as long as it's outside somewhere, like the last weekend, it was from the bus. I've done 2 from the bus so far, different angles. I've done a few, I did most of them from here when I first started out, but then, just different places. The
Yeah.
most fun place was out at Arches National Park a couple months ago.
Oh my
That was that was
God.
that was
I'm
great.
so jealous of all of the places you get to go. I always see your pictures or see where you are, and I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous. I
You got to get there. Yeah, you make
know.
some plans.
I know.
Life's
I
too
got it.
short.
I know it is. It is.
Yes.
Yes. Everybody needs to get to the national parks or just travel to the great things around them
Yeah.
and far away from them.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so, so much for being here and talking to me and
Thank
giving
you.
me. You're welcome. I think you are an amazing guitarist, and I've
Thank
never seen anybody live as much as I've seen you live.
you. Well, thank
So,
you. That means a lot. I appreciate that. So I was
yeah,
talking to a friend of mine earlier. We often beat ourselves up, us musical types. So it's nice to hear that appreciation. So
Oh yeah, no, you're awesome. And I think anybody who's watching, totally check this out. And honestly, it's kind of like this. If you find one thing that you're not into, just keep looking because there's so many different things that you do, you know.
thank you.
Yeah, and that's
Like the
awesome.
weather in Texas, right?
Yeah, just
Like the weather
play.
in Texas. You don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes or whatever.
Exactly. Exactly. And so I think that's super cool. And you are
Thank
an
you.
awesome artist. And thank you so much for being here. And thank you guys for watching. Um,
Thank you for
yeah,
having me. Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
All right, you too. See you soon somewhere.
Yes, definitely.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye.